All right, so get this. We're doing a deep dive into something pretty wild today. We're talking about OpenAI's plan for artificial general intelligence, like their actual roadmap for how to get there.
Yeah, and this isn't just some pie in the sky idea. This is OpenAI we're talking about. They're the ones behind ChatGPT.
Hmm.
These guys are on the front lines, actually pushing the boundaries of AI right now.
Exactly. And they've laid out this whole plan with like 5 distinct levels of AI development. They've already basically nailed level 1, which they call conversational AI.
ChatGPT being the perfect
Yeah,
example.
right. It can actually hold a conversation, understand what you mean, even write like a human.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Yeah, but here's where it gets even more interesting. Level 2 is where things go from like intriguing to mind-blowing. They call it problem-solving virtuosos.
And it's not just about being able to access information quickly. It's about actual understanding. It's the difference between an AI that can just find a recipe online and an AI that can understand the actual chemistry behind the ingredients and create completely new dishes based on whatever's available.
So instead of just Googling an existing bridge design, this AI could actually design a completely new bridge, factoring in all the complex math and physics involved.
Exactly. Just like a human engineer would, but possibly even better.
Wow.
And the crazy thing is, OpenAI doesn't stop there. Their roadmap goes even further. Level 3 is where they envision what they call autonomous agents. These are AIs that can not only handle super complex tasks, but can do it over a longer period, like several days, making their own decisions along the way.
So it's like what? Giving an AI a really complicated Lego set, but like no instructions and it just builds it.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. But instead of Legos, it's something actually important, some big problem that needs solving, and it has to figure out all the steps and overcome all the challenges by itself.
That's kind of intense when you really think about it. Like,
Yeah.
are we ready for that?
Right. It makes you wonder how we as humans will even interact with these AI agents in the future, how it'll change the way we approach work and problem solving. It's a whole new world.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, like, how fast are we actually moving toward this future where AI is calling the shots? You know,
Well, that's what I find so interesting about this next article we're looking at.
the intelligence age. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it basically says that this whole AI thing isn't some far off science fiction scenario. It argues that we're right on the edge of a completely new era.
Okay, so what does that actually mean, this new era?
Well, it's an era defined by AI and its capabilities, which are growing exponentially. And get this, the author actually suggests that superintelligence might only be thousands of days away.
Thousands of days. That's like not that far off when you think about it.
Exactly. It kind of makes you sit up and pay attention.
Yeah,
And it definitely makes OpenAI's plans seem even more, well, real.
definitely. Like it's actually happening right now.
Right. And what I find really interesting is how the article connects this fast progress in AI to other big technological leaps throughout history.
Okay, I'm interested. Go on.
So, think about the invention of the printing press.
Okay, yeah, huge.
Right. I mean, it totally changed how we share and consume information, and we still feel its effects today. The author of this article is saying that AI has that same potential to be a total game changer, but the difference is it's happening so much faster.
So AI could be as big a deal as the printing press, but like on fast forward, but that doesn't necessarily mean everything will be, perfect, right?
Exactly. And to be fair, the intelligence age doesn't try to sugarcoat things. While it does highlight the massive potential for good for tackling things like climate change or, boosting global prosperity, it also says that we can't ignore the risks.
Right, because every coin has two sides.
Exactly.
It's wild to think about. On the one hand, you've got OpenAI already killing it with ChatGPT and now charging ahead towards problem-solving virtuosos and AI agents that seem like they'll be able to just tackle anything we throw at them.
And then on the other hand, you've got the intelligence age basically saying, hold up, this massive shift in how our world works, it could be right around the corner. We're talking thousands of days, not years.
Yeah, it really does feel like these two sources are looking at the same huge change, but from totally different signs. Like OpenAI is focused on that roadmap, how we get there.
Yeah.
And then the intelligence age is more about exploring of the why and like the impact it could all have.
And that why is super interesting to dig into. Why is this all happening now? One of the main arguments the article makes is that we've hit this point where what we can do with technology has finally caught up with what we've always thought about intelligence, on a theoretical level. It's like we've been slowly putting together this puzzle for centuries, and all of a sudden, bam, we're putting in the final pieces.
It's kind of terrifying and exhilarating at the same time, isn't it? Like knowing we're about to see something that could completely change the world, but not knowing what that change is going to look like.
Exactly. And that's where things need to go from here. We've got to move past the what of AI, all the algorithms and processing power, and really start grappling with the so what. Like, what does all of this mean for our societies, our economies, even just our understanding of what it means to be human, to be living in this intelligence age?
It's definitely a lot to wrap our heads around, but at the end of the day, isn't that the question that matters most?
Yeah,
What kind of future are we building here, and how can we make sure it's a good one for everyone?
that's the million-dollar question.
It really is. That's something for all of us to think about. As AI keeps evolving, what kind of world do you want to see? What role do you want to play in all of this? Because the future of AI isn't just something that happens to us, it's something we're all creating together. And that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.